There's a little bit of news which just came out. Your former teammate, I just told you just now,
yes,
but we'll repeat it for the purpose of the camera. Diego Costa in talks to perhaps potentially join Wolves. He's going to turn up on Tuesday, I believe, for a trial. What do you make of this? What's Diego Costa like, first and foremost? What does he bring to a dressing room if he joins?
Well, what does he bring to a dressing room? He brings a real character because he loves a laugh. He's always up to mischief. He plays with a smile on his face all the time, other than when he's fighting with a centre half. But generally speaking, he wants to enjoy playing football, certainly at training. I've seen him miss goals at training from 2 yards out, 3 yards out, and he just looks around in bewilderment, like, how did that even happen? And then just laughs and then gets on with it and then smashes a goal in the very next second. So he's one of those people that he fights for everything. Determination is incredible, and I think he's best when he does have that physical contact with people. Loves to fight up against the centre half, likes to put them off their game, but then can be very ruthless in front of goal. Did
you ever have a little scuffle with him in training?
Nah, not at all.
No, he never got physical?
Wasn't like that. Honestly, no. He wasn't like that at all with us at training at all. Like, I mean, yeah, even training was never, certainly under Mourinho, was never really physical. There was contact, but it's nothing like a game. The intensity was a game, but they weren't sliding challenges, big challenges in. And Diego Costa certainly wasn't fighting with John Terry or Branislav Ivanovic or anyone else, or
not what he want to.
No, exactly. So he was someone that at training was never at the same intensity he was in a game, but he's always just great value to have around as a group.
They have an issue of goals at Wolves. There's no doubting. You think he could be a success, even though he's advancing a little bit in his years now?
Well, I think he would believe he can, yeah. Are they going to give him the opportunity? That's the question. It would be, we've spoken already, haven't we, about signing players, and just about every signing is a gamble. I put that right up there as a big gamble if indeed they look to sign Costa.
I think it's a calculated one, really. I think so long as the deal is right, like obviously for the club, they might say, you know what, what's the gamble? It might not be that big. It may be incentive based, of course. I don't know whether he could replicate that sort of form, or certainly probably not what we saw at Chelsea, but will we see glimpses of it? Would he be able to make a difference at Wolves? He's got the potential to do it. And maybe it might be enough if he only does it every now and then for them.
But also the way they play, you think?
I think, look, I think he'd definitely get in the end of things, get in the box. He'd be one of those players. He's a link-up player as well. He can be very strong, very good at coming short and linking up, spinning off around the back. So I think it could work. I think it's a gamble. Obviously, the off-field contractual things is obviously the thing that has to make it worthwhile. But I think it's a gamble that could be worthwhile.
And again, if you're wondering, yes, I am well aware the transfer window is closed, but he's a free agent, which is why it could occur. Similar with Sergio Aurier to Nottingham Forest. But you said, does he fit their philosophy and their game plan?
Yeah, well, he's a goal scorer.
He is
type, so that's no doubt. But you also want to know, okay, the way the Wolves play, does he fit in that system, or it's just he knows him much better than I do, so that's...
But I want to know, do you feel maybe sometimes it's good to have a player that's a little bit different, that you can bring on as a sub to change things up?
Well, it's for sure. If you bring him in, his character, his personality, he makes something happen always, so I can imagine why they're maybe bringing him in.
As long as he knows his role, right? So he goes there, he knows his role.
Accept the role, yeah.
Accepts the role. He might be a bit part player, he may start the odd game. The question marks are, I suppose, he hasn't scored a lot of goals over the last couple of seasons, and he's had injury issues. So that's the added complication, I suppose, or the risk that you would have by signing him.
And what message does it maybe give to the other players at the club?
But it may be just a stopgap, right? So it may be... I mean, if I were a player and a player's coming in of that calibre, I'd be thinking, well, if he's in good shape, if he comes and trains and looks really good, you'd be going, actually, we could do with someone of that extra quality. I'm thinking about, can he better the squad? Can he add something different to the squad? He certainly could add something different. Is he in the right shape? Is he still capable of adding extra quality? Because Diego Costa, a couple of years back, would have walked into that side easily. But obviously, we're a few years down the track. Yeah. So that's the big question mark.